So my new student dialogue was called The Sexual Politics of Hooking Up, and basically what it was meant to be about was the way our culture responds to different people who engage in sexual acts and sort of like double standard that there is, and um, it was really relevant to obviously all college students because it's like a big part of college. Like everyone thinks that once you get into college, like you have to like turn into like a slut or like have sex or like all this stuff. So like definitely, I think a lot of people are like interested in this topic, and I think it definitely is an interesting conversation. So in the beginning of our dialogue, we began with some icebreakers and just like went around in a circle, saying our name, like where we're from, a fun fact about ourselves, like that kind of thing. And like, I mean, icebreakers are always kind of awkward, but like it was nice to get to know the group a little bit and feel so like we felt a little bit more comfortable like sharing with each other. So then after that, our dialogue facilitators kind of like took over the conversation. They had us do another exercise like with like a pie chart about like who we are as a person, which I thought was really weird. Um, and then they kind of focused the conversation around the word slut and why people are called sluts. And this conversation seemed to really affect one of our facilitators because she got very emotional during this topic, and I feel that it made a lot of people in our group feel uncomfortable and not want to share because she felt so strongly about this topic. It was awkward stating an opinion that was opposite from hers because most people felt that it wasn't really a huge deal for someone to call someone else a slut because, I mean, like, why should the opinion of one person really affect you? But she obviously felt differently because she started sobbing, saying that it wasn't okay for people to call girls slut. Um, so that was awkward. And but despite that, there was definitely like strong voices in our dialogue still. Like people still definitely voiced their opinions. I sort of played like a middle part in our discussion. Like I wasn't really most outgoing, but like I definitely added some valid points to the discussion. I'm not a huge fan of confrontation either, so it did feel awkward stating my opinion that was like opposite than our facilitators when she was crying. So overall, I didn't really think that this dialogue was very beneficial. It didn't really add like anything to my like education. It didn't really serve a purpose, or I don't think it really served anyone in our group. We just kind of like walked away thinking that our facilitator was kind of crazy. Um, I don't think it like gave anyone a new view on hooking up or whatever. Um, so like in the future, I think the facilitators really need to make sure they focus more on letting the group discuss and letting the discussion be for them than letting their opinions take over the conversation, because that just made it really weird and uncomfortable to share when she was like sobbing. And so yeah, I just no one really knew what to say. But overall, um, I don't know. I think it like these conversations can be helpful because it definitely is like nice to like have a group of people that you feel comfortable like sharing anything with. Like, um, it's nice to like be able to just like say whatever you want and like in an environment where you know like people won't judge you. So like that was nice because like I did feel comfortable sharing. It's just that I didn't really want to share as much because I didn't want to like hurt our facilitator's feelings, who was like already crying. So there was that. But yeah, I think that new student dialogues can be like, if they can be like better. I just think maybe like our conversation like wasn't as good as some of the others, but um, it was interesting still. Um, I mean, fuck. Are you serious?